How to challenge status quo is a question that many people have in their minds. What is status quo? Status quo is the way things are existing today. Now, when we talk about things as they exist today, there is an inherent assumption that we make that there are certain things that cannot be changed, should not be changed, must not be changed, and so on, or some things will not be allowed for us to do. So the question then becomes challenging assumptions. I want you to take a sheet of paper, draw a circle very quickly. So have you done that yet? Okay. Probably you've drawn something like this, right? Now, fill the circle as fast as you can. Fill the circle as fast as you can. Take a look at what most people do when they are asked to do this. Someone fills the circle this way, very nicely. There are several other patterns that people use, and of course there are people who do smileys and people who do sad faces and so on and so forth. But nobody fills the circle in this manner. Yet this is probably the fastest way to fill the circle, faster than anybody else can do. The reason why people do this is because they assume that they cannot go outside the circumference of the circle. However, that's not the instruction that I mentioned. I said very simply, fill the circle as fast as possible. Now, the assumption that we make about the problem affects the quality of the solution. This is the most important issue that we need to understand when solving problems. So we need to understand what are the assumptions that we make about a problem, as much as the assumption we made here saying that we cannot go outside the circle, and that's not true. What do you think this is? We know it is number 9, right? Now the way I want you to do this is I want you to make this into number 6 with the stroke of one line. Here is one solution. Okay, you just have to write the letter S before the number 9, which now becomes IX, therefore it's 6. Now the assumption is when I said with one line, you didn't think of the line as a curved line like S, right? Okay, try this problem again. You have to give me another solution whereby you have to make the number 9 into number 6. This is another solution. 1 into 6 is equal to 6. Now, the assumptions that are actually coming in the way or operating in our minds is that the first, when we saw number 9, you thought it's the Roman letter 9, and therefore you were looking for a solution within that Roman letter box. So then we went on to the alphabet box. So that's how we broke the box there. And after that, when we were looking for another solution, we actually could get a solution from the numerals, like the way we have done it here. But it's very difficult to get out of the box and look for this solution. Yet, this is the issue that we must confront with. What are the assumptions that we are making about the problem? This is all a question of habitual thinking. Now look at this. If you have a habit, if you remove the letter H, a bit remains. If you remove the letter B, it remains. If you remove the letter H, a bit remains. If you remove the letter A, bit remains. If you remove the letter B, it still remains. That's what the habit is all about. Okay? So our assumptions are like the last two letters, it. First, list all your assumptions about the situation. Please design a credit card. Okay? Most people would think of drawing a rectangle immediately. Probably this is what you might have done. However, that may not be the right solution. Okay, here is another interesting idea. How do we create or design a different, easy-to-use combination lock? Okay, now look at the solutions. Here is a credit card for Discover 2 Go. Uniquely shaped compact companion to your existing Discover card with a protective case and a keychain. Doesn't look like a credit card, right? Yes, at the same time it does all the things that a credit card does. We need to get out of the rectangle to be able to find this idea. Look at this combination lock. If we assume that all combination locks must have numbers, it has broken that assumption by bringing in alphabets there. So it's called as a word lock. So these are two examples of how to get out of assumptions by challenging those things in terms of what should not be done, what must be done, what will not be allowed to be done, and so on and so forth. The more we are able to do that, the better the quality of our thinking. So let me repeat this again. List out what must be done, what should be done, what cannot be done, what will not be allowed. Once you actually have a master list of this, then start challenging each one of them, and you will be in a position to come out with very, very interesting solutions which are really interesting and more effective. All the best.